Okay, so this coming Sunday, Abingdon is getting a bit of a Hollywood makeover. Now, you may have heard of Comic-Con, where movie stars, comic book heroes and familiar faces get together for signings, talks and just all-round dress-up fun. Well, now, Abingdon is having a go with its very own Abbey-Con. So, I'm pleased to say that Rob and Michelle are the masterminds behind it, and they join me in the studio just to talk all about it. So, welcome to the show, Rob and Michelle. Good to have you with us.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. First of all, could you explain a little bit more about what Comic-Con actually is, how it works? Because, I mean, it's massive in the States, and now it's kind of just starting to creep over here, isn't it?
Yeah. Comic-Con's... They just tick many boxes for different fandoms.
Yeah.
Star Wars, we're huge in Doctor Who this year in this country, whereas America have lots of different things. But yeah, it's very much like comics as well. A big thing, more so in America than here as well.
What kind of things would you see at a Comic-Con in America, first of all?
Oh, America. So you get quite a lot of the Marvel stars go to the American ones.
Yeah.
Gives you an opportunity to meet them, have photos with them, autographs and those sort of things. But then you can get incredibly huge props that people build or even wear. Some of the costumes that some of these people build and wear are incredible.
And everyone dresses up, or not everyone, most people dress up to go along to these as well.
I went to a huge Star Wars one here in London probably about 11 years ago, and I felt like I was the only person that wasn't in costume.
But there's stormtroopers everywhere.
That's it, yeah. So yeah, I stood out. But yeah, they are more and more popular in this country now. So they've got the big ones in London and Birmingham and everything. But yeah, smaller towns are getting them. So I've been involved in them for over 10 years now. And yeah, that's kept me going for over 10 years now, doing smaller town ones. It
just gives, I guess, the general public that chance to get closer to, like you say, big film props that have actually been in some of these massive Hollywood movies, but also the actors and, you know, the comedians and whoever else might kind of want to show up to these things.
Yeah, definitely. My first experience of a Comic-Con was in High Wycombe, and I got to sit with Chris Barry, Rimmer from Red Dwarf.
Wow.
And I spent all day with him, and it just blew me away. People genuinely shaking meeting him. It was really nice being that side of the table and witnessing that and seeing people, you know, meeting someone that they've always wanted to meet. And 9 times out of 10, these actors and stuff, they are just human beings. Well, they are human beings anyway, but you know what?
Well, apart from the Daleks.
Yeah, they're not humans. But yeah, so it blows people away sometimes that they can just talk to them, and sometimes these stars will have time for them and want to know a bit more about them.
Yeah.
And it's that opportunity to have that.
And they've got all day, all weekend in some cases, so there's no rush. It's just a chilled weekend of fun, and I love it. When did you think then that, you know, we should have our own Comic-Con, essentially?
It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought there was an opening. There'd not been anything like it in our area for a while. So as Rob's been doing it for so long, I just said, right, throw your hat in the ring. Let's do it. Don't talk about it. Let's do it. And then, Abbey-Con was born.
So where did you choose for the venue for Abbey-Con?
So the original plan was to make it a bit more of a community event and use Abingdon like Guildhall.
Oh, okay.
And then we were going to turn the town into it. So Dalek stormtroopers passing around the streets, treasure hunt in the streets, get all the shops involved. Unfortunately, the Guildhall's having a refurb.
Oh, of course it is, because the cinema's got to close down as well, hasn't it? Yeah.
Because of asbestos as well. So that was a big no. But then Michelle remembered the leisure centre. So we went and viewed it, and they have an absolutely massive hall. And I was like, wow, this is going to be probably too big for us. The tennis hall, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they sort of played it down and were like, oh, we got a smaller hall round the back. And I'm thinking Harry Potter's cupboard under the stairs. And we just walked into this room and it was like, this is it. This is Abbey-Con. Absolutely perfect. It's the size of 8 badminton courts. We've got squash courts. We've got extra little rooms.
Wow.
It just absolutely ticks all the boxes.
And it's, you know, right in the centre of Abingdon. Like, it's the best place that you could possibly be. And there's plenty of parking.
Free parking.
Plenty of free parking, exactly.
That's rare.
It is. Now, tell us about the big day then. We know where it is, but what can we expect? So if anyone's listening now and they've got no plans and they just think, do you know what, I quite fancy going along to something like this, what would they see? Who would they meet?
Okay, so what would you see? So we have, I'm trying to think how many we got now. I think we're at 11 stars.
11 guests,
stars. Yeah, so we've got people from Star Wars. We just announced Gary from EastEnders, or Gary Hobbs. So that ticks the EastEnders box, the soap box. We've got got Star Wars. We've got Hacker the Dog, who is the CBBC presenter, the longest running 15 years CBBC presenter.
I can. We've got a clip from Hacker the Dog, actually. Just have a little listen.
You're right, cockers. Hacker the Dog here from the telly, and you can see me live and in the fur at Abbey-Con in Abingdon on Thames. Oh, sounds posh, doesn't it? Well, it's not.
In the fur. I like that.
Oh, yes.
Good old Hacker Dog. Like you say, longest, actually.
Yeah,
serving.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so he's there. We've got the voice of Sue from Sooty and Co. It's her first signing of this sort of thing, so
Wow.
she's also sort of trying to suss out how it all works as well.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, to have Sue, I mean, growing up for me, I'm sort of fangirl in there myself. Who else do we have?
We've got 2 of the original gladiators from the 90s TV series. So we've got Cobra and Saracen.
Wow.
They're both coming along.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
guess, do they kind of sit down in a little area with a table and people can just go and join them and chat and sign, and it's just one of those
so
real
they'll
cash?
be in their area and you can go along, you can chat to them, have an autograph.
Wow.
Take pictures. Yeah. And they're always happy to meet everybody.
Yeah.
And chat, so it's really good.
You mentioned Daleks earlier. We've got a message from one of Doctor Who's nemesis.
Be warned.
Be warned.
Alert! Alert! I know who you are, Adam. If you attend Abingdon Abbey-Con on the 20th of October, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't attend, I will look for you. I will find you. I will exterminate you by order of Darling Draco. Obey! Obey!
Oh, that just actually sends shivers down my spine. From when I was
Yeah.
a kid, I was petrified of the Daleks.
It is scary. We actually went to a Comic-Con recently in Weston-super-Mare just to sort of touch base and catch up with some friends and things there. And we were walking down the promenade and there was 4 Daleks walking towards me, and the woman
Wheeling towards you.
Wheeling. They don't walk.
Yeah, they don't walk
They
yet,
don't
thank
walk.
you.
It's all right, guys.
Yeah, well, they
They're
float
still
as
on
well a little
wheels.
bit now. But the lady that was sort of controlling them, Tracy, we'd never met, but we spoke online loads. So I went over and I was like, "Oh, I'm Rob from Abbey-Con." She was like, "Oh," and then spoke to the Dalek and went, "This is Rob." And then they all in turn, through the Dalek voices, were like, "Hello, Rob." And I was just like that kid behind the sofa again, like, "Oh God."
Yeah, it's just the sound.
Yeah.
And that sound, the clip I just played of the Dalek was an actual Dalek in Doctor Who, right?
It is, yeah. It's Dalek Draco, yeah.
Wow,
That's scary stuff.
Crazy.
He'll be there.
I think that's what my mum's most worried about. My mum's helping and she's got an absolute fear of the Daleks. And she's like, keep them away from me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She's going to be hearing that all day, isn't
Yeah.
she? Wow. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
How did you go about planning all of this? How long's it taken? 'Cause it's got to been a pretty big job.
about a year, I think.
Yeah. Just over a year.
Yeah.
As soon as we got the venue in place, that was it. It was full steam ahead. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. With the first person we signed as a guest is a friend of mine, Nathan James Pegler. I used to just be a stormtrooper with him years ago, and now he's sort of broken it in. He was in Poldark, and he's been in Loki, the recent series of Loki and things. And
Wow.
he was the first person, but he's also an artist, so he does really amazing like pastel artwork. And he was our first stall holder as well. So literally, that was
It's all just fallen
we could have
into
just done
place.
that. We
It's
could have
just
just them two in
round
the
him,
hall.
yeah.
It is the Nathan
Thanks,
James
Nathan.
Pegler show. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it sounds like a really, really good weekend. Just remind us when it is, where it is, and how people, because I'm assuming you want them to buy tickets and not just turn up.
Tickets are available on the door, but
Good.
in advance they are a little cheaper online. So,
Yeah.
but they're going off sale
Midnight
Saturday. So it's 10:30.
10:30
Yeah.
to 5:30 on Sunday. The road is shut because of the marathon between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So we've had to move the time for that
Of course.
recently.
So everyone's going to be piling into the car park between 10 and 10:30.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah, yeah. But yes, White Horse Leisure Centre in Abingdon.
Yeah.
And is there a web address for buying tickets?
Yes, so it's, I always get this wrong. I always forget the UK at the end.
It's www.troopereventsuk.com.
Trooperevents.uk.com.
UK.com. Yeah.
Okay, right.
And we're also on socials. You can find us on Facebook on Abbey-Con and Trooper Events UK. We're also on TikTok and
Instagram.
Instagram.
We're not that great at
but we're not that great with
And
Instagram.
I heard, is there going to be a DeLorean there?
Yes,
Yes.
got a DeLorean and a Ghostbusters van.
And is the DeLorean all kitted out as if it was in
yeah.
Back to the Future? The proper, like, looks
Yeah.
like the one out of the movie.
It does indeed. It's got loads of props as well. So you got the Alamac,
wow.
the hoverboard. You can sit in it and have a photo as well.
I might even come along just to have a photo of
We got an
myself.
X-wing as well.
X-wing, yeah.
From Star Wars. You
Yeah.
can sit in that and have a photo as well with a Rebel helmet on.
Oh, there's
that's
so
good.
much to see. This is the perfect thing to do this weekend with the
100%.
family.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you both for coming in. Appreciate your time on that. Good
you.
luck with
Thank
it. And I might see you down there.
Yes.
All right. Have a lovely one. Right. It's 12:23. It's BBC Radio Oxford with Shabuzi. This is a bar song.